Time to wake up. It's Saturday morning. Find some milk and cereal. Grab a bowl and spoon. No, a bigger spoon. Head to the living room and take a seat on the floor while Joseph and Chris present to you Saturday Morning Cartoon!
Hello everybody, welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoon Boom! This is a show where we wake up with the Saturday morning sun, pops on the floor of Big Bowl of Sugar Cereal, all your favorite cartoons, both old and new. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
And this morning we watched Teen Titans Go to the movies!
This was suggested to us by mfmad on Reddit. He asked if we could take a field trip to the movies, and we did.
I just want to say thank you for making us get out and go to see this thing.
This was a good field trip, so I appreciate the permission slips that we received.
Yeah.
Even though we did forge the signatures, but that's neither here or there.
So the movie Teen Titans Go to the movies, I'm going to say movie a lot in this, I can feel it.
It's true.
It just recently came out, I think it was in July that it actually began here in 2018, if you're listening to this in the future or the past.
Ooh,
but
how did they do it in the past?
I don't know. It was written and developed by Michael Jelenic and Aaron Horvath, who are also the people who write and develop the show Teen Titans Go, so it only makes sense that they would be attached to it. Produced by Warner Brothers Animation. For a short synopsis, and this was the official one, it seems to the teens that all the major superheroes out there are starring in their own movies, everyone but the Teen Titans, that is. But de facto leader Robin is determined to remedy the situation and be seen as a star instead of a sidekick.
That's just the diving board for the rest of this movie.
There's no way that you could encapsulate everything about this movie in a short synopsis. It is all over the place. And just when you think it's going a certain direction, it 180s on you and goes a completely different direction.
Yeah, I think to its benefit also because it's a movie that's extremely self-aware of not only itself, but everything else that has come before it. And that is why it kind of throws you for loops on purpose so that you're like, it's going to do this, and we know how this is going to go. And 10 minutes later, it's like, nope. And you're like, oh, okay.
There are things to appreciate about it, just being a kid and going and enjoying the crazy things that are happening. But if you're an adult and you can pick up on the things that they're dropping, like little hints and references, then man, you really appreciate it on a whole nother level.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure wasn't this rated PG, I think. So I mean it's it's safe for kids. But dude, like adults are gonna appreciate this even more than the kids, I think.
Especially fans of the original Teen Titans cartoon.
Yeah, exactly. Or even just being a DC fan in general. Actually, even being a big Marvel fan, you're going to love this because just nothing is safe, nothing is sacred in this one.
No, exactly. Because like even if you have qualms with the DC cinematic universe, which who doesn't at this point, that's touched on here, and it's gonna make you be like, oh man, like it's funny that they're so self-referential like that. Even they're not afraid to knock themselves, which is great. Yeah. So who are some of the actors who starred in this one?
So I'm not going to get into too much detail about their backgrounds because a lot of these actors are people that we have heard from before, but there's so many awesome voice actors and just talent in this cast that I wanted to get through as many of them as I can. And we'll give a second one also, but spoiler warning. Seriously, spoiler warning. If you have not seen this will be spoiler territory. There you go. You've been warned.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. If you intend to see it while it's in theaters still, like stop listening right now, or just like take your headphones off and keep this playing so we get a listen, but don't actually listen to it so that you can go in fresh, because it's even better that way.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you got to come back and listen to this because you'll love it.
Yeah, and then we can get 2 listens off you.
So the voice of Robin was provided by Scott Menville. The voice of Starfire was Hynden Walsh. Hynden? I don't know. That's a weird name there. The voice of Cyborg was Carrie Payton. The voice of Beast Boy, Greg Sipes. The voice of Raven, Tara Strong. The voice of Slade was Will Arnett. The voice of Jade Wilson was Kristen Bell. The voice of Superman was Nicolas Cage. The voice of Wonder Woman was Halsey. Just one name there, Halsey. Voice of Batman was Jimmy Kimmel. The voice of Flash was Will Wheaton. The voice of Green Lantern was Lil Yachty. The voice of Aquaman was Eric Bauza. The voice of Adam was Patton Oswalt. The voice of Tiger was Michael Bolton. and finally, the voice of Stan Lee was Stan Lee. You heard that right. If you haven't seen it yet and you decided you're okay with spoilers, you did not misunderstand. Yes, Stan Lee is in this movie.
In such a great cameo. Maybe one of Stan Lee's greatest, most unexpected cameos.
Definitely most unexpected, for sure. It might be the best. It was definitely, like, my girlfriend definitely said this is her favorite Stan Lee cameo ever.
Yeah.
They even make that situation so meta and so aware. They perfected the meta joke in this movie multiple times.
That's like a subtitle to this movie is like Teen Titans Go to the movies, parentheses, meta.
Yeah.
I dug what it was doing, even as ridiculous as it was and over the top as it went. I liked the concept of it. Like, I thought it was a cool idea. Before we go into all that, a few tasty marshmallows out of our big bowl of Teen Titans Go cereal. Like you said, Nick Cage starred as Superman in this, but originally, and a lot of people probably already know this, but Nick Cage was cast as Superman in Superman Lives, which was Tim Burton's Superman before that project was canceled.
There's a documentary out there about, it's called The Death of Superman Lives, and it's actually pretty interesting, but like, man, like most people know, I really don't like Nick Cage.
That's why I sent you that pillow the other day with Nick Cage on it.
I almost gouged my eyes out. I did have to go to the doctor to get him checked out, but yeah.
Nice. Secondary, like Nick Cage's son, Kal-El, voices a young Bruce Wayne. If you have any doubt about how big of a Superman fan Nick Cage is, he named his son Kal-El, which, of course, you should know that Kal-El is the Kryptonian name of Clark Kent Superman.
I do have a story about that I can get into real quick. As far as Nick Cage is a huge fan of comics. I mean, for one, he took his name from Luke Cage because his last name is actually Coppola. Also, he did own a copy of Action Comics #1, which is like the rarest comic in the world, and at least the most sought after and the most expensive, because that is the first appearance of Superman. It was stolen from his home. I believe that he did get it back or got another copy, but he wasted a good amount of his money to do it and ended up in some pretty hard financial problems.
That's insane.
There you go.
Did they find out who stole it?
I don't know if that was ever revealed or not.
Either way, man, that's terrible. So next, Jor-El in this film, Kal-El's dad, Superman's dad, is based on Marlon Brando as Jor-El in Superman from 1978, the live-action movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he was voiced by Fred... I can never say his name. Tetasquare. I don't know. If you play Overwatch, he's Soldier 76.
Oh, okay. He's doing his best like Marlon Brando impression basically as he's playing Jor-El.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
This is also the first theatrically released traditionally animated Warner Brothers film since Clifford's Really Big Movie in 2004. Which was 14 years ago. So,
oh my goodness. So when you say traditionally animated, you mean like by hand, not by computer?
Non-CG.
It's kind of crazy, honestly. I never thought of that.
You don't see a lot of traditionally animated movies on the big screen anymore.
I feel like you don't even see a lot of them on TV anymore either, honestly.
Well, yeah, because CG is just overall
the cheaper,
quicker way to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you lose so much because when you have a like wonderfully animated movie like this one was, there's so much character to it. So I guess let's go ahead and jump into the movie and what we thought of it. We've of course both heard of it because, it just recently came out. But before you saw it, like what were you expecting?
I was expecting it to be just kind of goofy and silly and not to have much plot or anything to it. That all just stems from all the negative stuff I've heard about the actual show Teen Titans Go, which I've never seen, but it seems like I don't know, it just seems like a lot of people hate on Teen Titans Go, and, everyone just kind of says, it's so childish, it's dumb, it's just, it's a very dumbed down kind of thing. So I had very low expectations. I was like, we'll go in, I'm sure I'll get some laughs. But man, I don't understand the hate. If the show's anything like this, I don't get the hate at all, man, unless it's just people that are so stuck on that original version of Teen Titans, and it's like that version's fine, but think of this as something new, but with some of the same characters, with like they still have some similar personality traits. It's just a more fun ADD-ish version of it, and man, yeah, it was way more than I expected.
People are just stuck on the original version, which was great, and I liked it for its time and for what it was. But that doesn't mean that I'm against any like different iterations of it, which is what this is for sure, or what the Teen Titans Go is in general, I guess. Because from my understanding, and I still haven't seen the new cartoon, I'm pretty sure it's just like this. Like this is something you could put like into a season as like a one-off movie thing, and it would still fit in as far as the characters, the environments, the animation style, all that. So this is taking a chunk of that and putting it there. And I can't say that, like, I don't know if I could do like a whole series if it's all just like that, but I bet they have so much originality to it. Like I've seen some clips where they go into like a super serious mode where it kind of reminds me of almost SpongeBob in a certain way, or even South Park to some degree, but obviously a much more tamed version. So I think it's something that I could really enjoy in spurts. I don't know if I could watch it like all the way through in just a single sitting or anything, but I really enjoyed what we got, the serving that we got of it.
They do a really good job of introducing this movie and giving you, like, for us not having been familiar with the show, of what to expect, because they start out with this big villain called, I think it's Balloon Man. He is stealing all kinds of stuff, causing havoc around town. He's a gigantic, like Stay Puft size. And the Teen Titans come to stop him. He doesn't know who they are, and they're just like, oh, he doesn't know who we are. Okay. So they go into this whole thing, like Cyborg puts this, I don't know, mixtape thing in him, and he starts like blasting this music, and they're doing like this kind of like hip hop song explaining like who each of them are and how awesome the Teen Titans are. In the meantime, the villain's just like, whatever. And he just walks off and keeps stealing stuff, and they're not paying any attention.
That was really funny because it was like he was listening for a little bit and just letting them play it out, but then he just got bored and walked off, and like, cause their backs were turned to him at that point. So he just walked off and continued his crime spree. And at that point, the Justice League came in and had to stop him. But the Teen Titans thought that their awesome rap jams or something is what finally like stopped him. So then it starts what is initially the core of the movie, them not being taken seriously as superheroes in general, especially by like the more serious superheroes like the Justice League. And you get a good serving of other heroes in this, but I think the initial Justice League that we see is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Jon Stewart's Green Lantern is there.
Yeah. They bring in like tons of there's tons of cameos by DC characters, and a lot of them don't have speaking parts. Some of them are just in the background, like was it Deadman, Swamp Thing's in there.
Yeah.
Even the oh my god, the Challengers of the Unknown. They have some of the best jokes in this thing.
Yeah, but that Challengers of the Unknown are like almost like a Fantastic Four, but they predate Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they were developed by Jack Kirby.
Yeah, back in the 50s, and seeing them come in, it's like they still have the mentality of characters from the 50s, like as you would read their comics like back then. Initially, everyone's gathering, all these superheroes are gathering to see Batman's new movie. Like they're all like, it's a universe where, WB Studios exist, and these superhero movies are actually starring the superheroes who are starring in them. And so you see all these heroes gathering to come to the premiere, and the Challengers of the Unknown are some of those heroes, and they're just like talking about motion pictures and how they're excited to see this motion picture and things like that. And they get like these front row seats, but the Teen Titans aren't let in. Like they're trying to get in, but they're again not taken seriously as superheroes, so they weren't invited to the premiere.
They sneak in, and I like how they sneak in because it's like basically they keep forgetting throughout the whole film that Raven can make portals, and like she sneaks them in there, and it happens constantly. They're like, oh, how do we do this? And then Raven's like, portals, and they're like, oh yeah. So
Yeah.
they get in there, and she portals away the challenges of the unknown, and they take their seats there. And this woman, Jade, comes out, and she's talking about, like, she's thanking all the superheroes for being there, and how everyone's going to get a superhero movie, but not the Titans. The Titans are not going to get one. They were hopeful, since they said everybody is going to get one. And Robin specifically thought there was going to be a few about me, because they kept throwing out these, like, random trailers that look like they're Batman spinoffs, and oh my god, they're funny. My favorite one was the first one, which ended up being a trailer for the movie Alfred.
Yeah, it was Alfred, then the Batmobile, and then the utility belt.
Utility belt, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I like how they had all those at the end of the trailers. They would have like a coming soon thing, but for Alfred it was coming broom, and for the Batmobile it was coming vroom.
So stupid. And what was funny, poor Robin, he gets so embarrassed because the very last one before it ends up being the utility belt, like he thinks it's going to be about him because it's like, you know, Batman's like best friend and all kinds of stuff. Like the one who Batman relies on the most, and Robin gets up and he's like, oh, it's about me. It's about me. When it turns out it's not. Like the Atom, who they previously stepped on, he gets stepped on or squished against windshields a lot in this movie. Like a bug.
Yeah.
He starts laughing. He's like, I thought it was about him. And then all of the superheroes are just laughing at Robin and make him kind of a laughing stock, which gets Robin like super depressed. And like he has this dream that night where it's kind of like, it's a parody of The Lion King, and it is the greatest thing ever. Oh my God. It's doing that song, like the opening of The Lion King, but
Instead of a wildebeest chewing grass, the Flash is chewing grass. Yeah.
it's got the Green Lanterns are hopping through a field like gazelles.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's so good. But before that even happens, this is where between the movie premiere embarrassment and the Lion King scene, that's when Slade first appears at Star Labs, and they go to stop him.
Yeah. Say they ended up figuring that to be taken seriously, they need an arch nemesis. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. And they try to get Slade to fill those shoes after this first initial confrontation. But I do like when they get there. And I mentioned this, I think, on the last episode, is they thought he was Deadpool when they got there. He's like, I'm not Deadpool.
Yeah, he's like, if anything, he should be like accused of imitating me. Like I came first and blah, 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 because he's Slade Wilson is his name. Even he's Deathstroke is his character name, but in the cartoon, they strayed away from that. So Death wouldn't be in the name. So they just call him Slade, but Slade Wilson is his name. Deadpool's name is Wade Wilson, and he's just a direct knockoff of Deathstroke, kind of a parody of him.
Right.
And it's just funny how, because Deadpool's gotten so popular lately, like they just assume that Slade is a knockoff of him.
One of my favorite running jokes of this is Slade's name, because he's just like, I am Slade. And Robin repeats it, but he's like, ooh, you know, that's really fun to say in a dramatic way. So like they all start saying it like Slade.
Yeah, Slade.
And then it just, every time his name comes up in the movie from that point on, like everyone starts saying it like that. Like even the Justice League do it later, which is hilarious.
Yeah, they're like trying to say it as dramatically as they can, and their tongues are looking all funny. Yeah. This is also where he introduces his trademark, which is mind manipulation.
Oh my goodness.
And
These are ridiculous.
His mind manipulation is something where, you know, when you like wiggle those pencils and they look like they're rubbery, he does that as his first trick. And then his second one is the thing where you pretend you're taking your thumb off or whatever. And
oh my gosh.
it's like he's manipulating their minds with stuff like that. And then it's one of those like look behind you things. And he pulls that on his first encounter with the Titans, and they fall for it, and he gets away. But it's like his mind manipulation are these basic parlor tricks, and it's just funny watching them in effect.
Yeah, so he gets away. Like we said, Robin's like all depressed. The others try to make while Robin's like sleeping, they try to make this little like movie about Robin He gets angry about it because it looks like they're poking fun at him, and it's of course it's a low quality thing. They're using like paper cutouts and stuff. So then they're trying to cheer him up, and we get the greatest music scene of any movie ever when they play this song called Upbeat Inspirational Song About Life. It just goes into this acid trip of a music video. Well, Michael Bolton is the one that actually sings. But in this, he is a white tiger with like a keytar, and there's like a dolphin playing electric drums, and they're like riding on rainbows. I know it's kind of a montage of like this daydreamish sort of thing, and then they're actually doing stuff like they get in a car and they're driving to Hollywood, and the song's still playing, and it ends when they accidentally hit the tiger with a car.
Yeah. Robin is now encouraged to go to a WB Studios and try to get his own movie, and they start their road trip by hitting the tiger.
And they like run too. It's like a hit and run because somebody is just like, I think his dad's a cop, run. That's so messed up. It's jokes like that I'm just like, how did they get away with like a PG rating for some of this?
I think it's just because it's thrown into such a colorful, funny scene that it's like they just let things slide. When they first get to WB Studio, it's great because, again, there's a lot of references to other things, but Starfire, when they step in, she sees the WB Tower and she's like, hey, the Animaniacs live there.
Yeah, that's awesome. We get our Stan Lee cameo here too. They're walking through the studio and like they're having like this conversation. Stan Lee's in the background, like moving around, trying to get the camera to focus on him before he finally just runs up and gets in the camera's face. When he realizes it's a DC movie, he's like, what? And then he's like, I got to get out of here.
We get to see the Batman v Superman thing where they're talking about their mother's names being Martha.
Batman's just like, what's your mother's name?
Yeah.
Martha. So is mine. They like hug it out.
They get all chummy, but then they're like, but what's your father's name?
John. Mine's Thomas.
Yeah.
And they start beating the crap out of each other. So fun tidbit, that joke specifically was almost cut out of this movie because the WB execs got super angry about it.
Really?
Yeah, so apparently like the writers and stuff really had to campaign to keep it in, and it was just kind of like at the last minute were they allowed to keep it.
That would have been sad to have left that out.
Yeah, that was one of the best jokes of the whole thing.
It makes you appreciate the studio more for being able to laugh at themselves sometimes.
Oh yeah, it makes them look better, honestly.
Right, yeah.
They even make a joke about the Green Lantern movie really early on.
Oh yeah, talking about everybody having a movie.
Green Lantern's like, well, they made a Green Lantern movie. We don't really talk about that.
We don't talk about that one. Yeah.
So they meet Jade, who is like she's the one creating all the movies. She's not on board, and she said the only way she would make a movie about the Teen Titans is if they're the only superheroes left, which takes us into my favorite part of the whole movie.
See, this is where I thought it was going to go in a completely different direction. I was like, oh, wow, so this is going to be like a whole like Back to the Future situation, which they play on in so many ways.
So they go like the first to Krypton, and it's blowing up. You see Jor-El messing with these crystals that are turning red, and they get in there and they're just like, no, like you're not doing it right. If you gotta play some music if you want Krypton to calm down. God, they all separate and take these crystals and start like tapping them, and it starts doing this like music, and then it goes into this full out just EDM music. I was laughing so hard because they were getting so into it, just headbanging like crazy and dancing everywhere, and the camera and everything shaking. Like, it's just ridiculous. I loved that scene.
Baby Superman's dancing also, like shaking his butt. Like he takes his diaper off and he's
like waving it around.
They don't really save Wonder Woman so much as just take her lasso away.
Yeah.
Aquaman was in there too, and they throw, they get one of those like 6-pack like little plastic ring things and just throw it in the ocean, and then Aquaman gets stuck in it.
As like a baby. He's like baby Aquaman.
As a baby, yeah. And that's awesome.
That is definitely not saving Aquaman.
A weird one that they throw in there is like they prevent the ooze from going into the sewers while the Ninja Turtles fall in there.
Four baby little turtles about to walk into the ooze, and they just pick them up and turn them around so they walk the opposite direction.
Yeah.
One of the most messed up ones when they revisit it is the Waynes. You see Thomas and Martha Wayne and little Bruce Wayne coming out of the theater where they saw Zorro, They're about to wander down the alley, and the Teen Titans stop them. They're like, "Are you serious? Like, look, that's Crime Alley." And you immediately see all these guys with guns and all these gunshots and stuff. And I think it was Starfire's like, "Why don't you go down like this happy alley?" And it's just like full of super nice people and bright colors and rainbows and clouds. So they do that. But when they come back to the present, because there's been no superheroes, the villains are destroying the entire world. They go back and they're like, well, we got to undo it. So then they have to cause the tragic origin stories again, which, you know, they go and they just mess up the crystals. And so Krypton starts to explode. Oh my God. The faces they make when like they have to put baby Superman back in the shuttle and send him off. And he's got like tears coming out of his eyes. Oh my God.
Sending Bruce's parents back down the alley.
That was another one that I'm like, how was this PG? Because like they not only have to send them down the alley, they shove that pearl necklace on Martha and then shove them down the alley, and you hear the immediate gunshots.
That's just a small part of the movie. Even though I thought that's the direction it was going to go, it immediately like changes that and reverses it. And like, okay, that was a bad idea. That didn't work. So they go back to confront Slade. And then he's trying to use his mind manipulation on them, and they're not falling for it this time. He's talking to Robin about how he's got something on his shirt, and then Robin's like, "That's not even possible because I'm not even wearing a shirt."
He's
just like,
it off.
"Whoa, yeah." Somebody's still like, "What's up, Deadpool?"
Yeah.
So they have that like almost epic battle with Slade, and then they go back to the WB studios the next day, and apparently, like, they are really popular now. Like, the security guard finally lets them in. Like, people have witnessed his battle or heard about his battle or their battle with Slade. So they're finally being recognized, or so they think. And I like where, the guy dressed as Slade, who's going to be in the movie, pops up and they start beating him up. And then
I forgot about that part.
He takes off his mask and it's Shia LaBeouf. And they just keep beating him up. Like, they just continue knowing that.
Yeah, they oh my God, they leave him just broken and bloody. And even like at the end, when like they're pretty much done, Beast Boy does it just like one more time, like punches him one more time before they leave. But so Jade is just like, you know what, I am going to make a movie so long as you guys cut out the shenanigans, because they're constantly like doing pranks and getting into trouble. So Robin's taking it very seriously, the others not so much, and they start pulling pranks on all of the like Justice League and other stuff. As that's happening, they find this thing called the Doomsday device. But Jade totally plays it off like it's just a bad anagram because it means like something about like digital movies and stuff.
Digital ordering online movies directly at you or something like that.
Yes, exactly. Now we're kind of like, okay, so Jade's kind of a bad guy. They played this off well too, because I thought Jade was going to end up being Slade's daughter. Not the case.
Knowing Slade's name is Slade Wilson, and then having this woman named Jade Wilson, my assumption was like, well, it's either going to be like his daughter or they're going to make Slade a woman in this or something. I'm just not sure what direction it's going to go.
Right.
But I did not expect what actually happened.
I guess there's some more things that happen too, but like we won't want to talk through every single thing in this movie because you need to see it. But you have the typical like heroes like fall apart journey where they separate for a little bit, then they come back realizing that they've made a mistake, because it turns out that Jade is Slade in disguise. Like he's still got like, he still wears his full suit of armor and mask and everything, but he additionally has a Jade costume over that. And so it's not like Slade is a woman that puts on the suit and you think it's a guy. It's just totally backwards.
Slade dressed up as a smaller woman, which is so weird. But then you see him like take off the mask and he's got like a really big head compared to her body.
Yeah, the body's all small
funny.
and slim.
Yeah.
It was great. It turns out what he was doing was he was using this device and all the movies he was making to set all the heroes up to hypnotize them at the next big screening. And he does it. This machine lets him hypnotize everybody around the world so that they all obey him. He sits all the heroes against the Teen Titans, which makes for some even more hilarious moments, especially with Batman. That was one of the best gags I've ever seen in any cartoon ever.
Are you talking about the Batman chase?
Yes. Oh my God, that was great.
I loved that. Just going through all his different things.
Originally, he's chasing them with the Batmobile. They blow up the Batmobile, and then he's immediately like, you see the smoke come out, and then he's on a motorcycle, just shoots right out of that. So then they blow up his motorcycle, and then he's immediately on a scooter. So they blow up the scooter. He's immediately on roller skates. They shoot out their roller skates, and immediately he's on Alfred's back. He's carrying him piggyback style, just running full speed right behind him.
It's like, man, you can't stop the Batman. Stan Lee comes in saying how he loves cameos.
Yeah, he's like, again. I don't even care. It's DC. I love cameos.
I just love cameos.
I mean, everyone knows Stan Lee just loves the spotlight. So that was a really great, like, and kudos for Stan too, to like doing something that he knows is poking fun at himself.
And then I liked where like they gathered all the heroes up that kind of cornered the Titans. And then they're just like, what are we going to do? And then Raven's just like, portal. And they use it, or she uses it, and just takes all of those heroes and puts them in the portal. And then the challengers of the unknown are like, finally, someone came to rescue us. And then all of them are still they're still being mind controlled. So they just all blast the challengers of the unknown.
I forgot about that. Not only had they been there the entire time, as soon as other heroes come through, they start trying to kill them.
Yeah, it jumped back to them a couple times. That was one of the recurring jokes, was the challengers of the unknown just being stuck in limbo.
There was so many recurring jokes, but yeah, that was an amazing one. I love the callbacks there.
I like how Superman kept calling them goofsters.
Yes,
like
goofsters.
The Titans. Yeah.
that is such an old school Superman thing to say. Slade pulls out all the stops now. He's got like a giant robot he's attacking. I mean, you guys know how it's gonna go. You know, it's a superhero movie that isn't Infinity War. So like the good guys are gonna win in the end, and the day is saved. But then the credits roll. So something crazy happens in the credits that I did not expect whatsoever. This was the last thing I ever expected to see. And like, I was kind of in shock, I think. And Rochelle like screamed out loud, not like scared or horrified scream, like a, oh my God kind of scream. And I'm not entirely sure what to take from it, but you said that you have a theory on it. So why don't you share that and tell us what happened?
You see this like it's an after credits thing. You start seeing this like garbled image. You hear people talking, and it kind of once it comes through, you're seeing the Teen Titans from the original series, and basically Robin's just like, we think we found a way back. My thoughts on that are, because I had seen something before about Tara Strong posting on Twitter something about if the movie does well enough, like if the Teen Titans Go movie does well enough, then they might be able to get the original cartoon either back on the air or get some kind of movie done.
I had absolutely no idea. So it was definitely a shock and a very welcome one. And they did say, like, at the end that this will be continued on Cartoon Network. So this is canon, I assume, as far as Teen Titans go, and as far as Teen Titans, like this is going to happen.
Yeah, see, I wonder if it's going to be like a Turtles Forever situation where they're going to
That's kind of what I was thinking, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a possibility that maybe they'll show up in Teen Titans Go first in some multiverse thing, and maybe then that could branch off into their own series. I don't know how it's going to work, but this is just speculation, and I'm hoping for something like that because I think that would be a cool transition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Chris, looks like it's about time we go to WB Studios and talk to Jade Wilson about letting our inner kids have their own animated superhero movie, and after we're inevitably rejected, see what they thought of Teen Titans Go to the movies.
This movie was so cool. Like, it had everything, like all the best DC heroes and the worst DC heroes, and the Titans and Stan Lee and Deadpool, and like, oh my God, what? And it was so much fun, and there was all this fighting and funny jokes and big farting balloon man. So I gave this cartoon 5 bowls of inspirational songs about cereal out of 5.
As weird as it is to say, even though this movie consisted of 99% gags, that's okay because 99% of those made me laugh. Many of them were just sight gags, but I'd say that the majority were very layered, some poking fun at the DC Cinematic Universe, some at Marvel, and some just at comic tropes in general. At the core of all that, you'll find a story about friendship and true heroism that hits its mark surprisingly well considering the comedic subject matter. Overall, I'd give Teen Titans Go to the movies 5 big bowls of Slade cereal out of 5, This movie definitely made me want to check out the Teen Titans Go series as well. In closing, I really need to work on my mind manipulation skills to get out of doing chores. What's that you say, Mom? Wash the dishes? Well, how do you expect me to do that without thumbs?
Yeah, it's hard to do anything without thumbs, you know? I mean, it's a pretty good excuse. So if you want to get out of something, just remove your thumbs, guys.
Yeah,
It's simple as
mind
that.
manipulation. Or just wobble a pencil. I mean, that'll freak them out.
Exactly. Do you have any final thoughts on Teen Titans Go to the movies?
If you have any doubts, or even if you're like, I'm against the Teen Titans Go series because I just love the original one, I think that you'll find something to like about this. Like, if you go into this movie and don't like it, I don't like you. Like, there's something wrong with you, because this movie is so funny. Like, it's not just like a funny because it's so goofy. It's funny because it's so self-referential, and it's like making fun of all these tropes, and the story's pretty cool as well. And just all of the characters are humorous in their own way. Like, Aquaman has some great scenes of him just flopping around like an actual fish. And it's like, it's these little things, these little touches that just give it such a shine that I really appreciated. And also, the art style is great. Like, one of the artists that is like, you see the art on the movie posters and stuff, like, that's an artist I follow on Instagram whose name escapes me, but he's such an amazing artist. And I loved seeing his stuff like on display here.
This is my favorite movie of the year. And don't get me wrong, like, there's been some good ones, like really good ones. I loved Infinity War. I loved Deadpool 2. But this was the most enjoyable film I have sat down and watched in so long. I mean, they just nailed everything perfectly. The animation and the colors, like you said, they were just absolutely gorgeous. The most beautiful cartoon film I've seen in I don't know how long. The voice acting was amazing, even though it had Nicolas Cage. And the jokes were the best. There were so many deep cuts in the DC universe, and jokes about like other places as well. Like, I mean, they hit tons of good Marvel jokes, and we got the Ninja Turtles and all kinds of stuff. So there was hardly a moment that I wasn't either just completely entranced by this movie or laughing my head off. And I don't mean little chuckles. I mean like laughing so loud I probably disturbed the neighborhood. So I cannot recommend this movie enough, and I will absolutely be watching it again many times.
This movie brought me more joy than any movie has that I've seen this year, for sure. Like,
oh yeah,
there was never a point where I was like checking my watch or like looking to see, what time it was or whatever. Like, I'm just like, as you said, entranced in this because I'm curious to see where it's going, who's going to make a cameo, like what they're going to do next. Like, it was so fun and just captured my imagination so much. And if you've seen the Lego Batman movie, like, I think this one is even better. And I love the Lego Batman movie. And I know you haven't seen it yet, but you definitely should, because it's very much in the same style as this, except, like I said, I think this one might be even better, which is saying a lot. So obviously, mfmad, we really liked this movie. So thank you so much for suggesting it, making us get out there and go watch it.
Yeah, man, we really appreciate it. And we don't hit new releases in animation very often. I mean, we've done it a couple times, like I think for Castlevania and Voltron, but I think that's pretty much it out of like the 3 years that we've done it. So it was so refreshing to like just go and dive into something absolutely brand new. So thank you so much for bringing that to us.
I think the last time we went to the movies to actually do this was for, I think it was called Your Name. Is that the one that we saw?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that is the last time we actually had to go to theaters to do it.
And that was the anime, and that was, I don't even know how many episodes ago. It was a long time ago.
It was quite a while ago, yeah.
Well, listeners, it looks like our milk supply is now run dry, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And next week, we'll be watching
Sonic Boom! Not the thing that Guile says from Street Fighter. I mean the Sonic cartoon. And this was suggested on Twitter by @Koblack3527. His name's Kobe. Thanks, Kobe.
Thanks, Kobe. Man, how, like, why, it's like Sonic is just like haunting us at this point. Like, how does Sonic keep getting like either top or bottom of the charts? Like, why is it here?
People really want us to see and review Sonic cartoons, I guess. But like, I'm thinking of it this way: we'll finish them at some point. Like, eventually, we're gonna run out. So, until they do that Sonic movie that's coming out sometime that they just started casting.
Is it going to be live action?
It's a mix. It's going to be live action and animation.
Oh, that's so weird. I don't know how they're going to do that.
I think they're going Roger Rabbit style, but with Sonic the Hedgehog. And Sonic just being voiced by that guy that played Jean-Ralphio from Parks and Rec.
All right. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Sonic, like I just cannot. I mean, yeah, like I think I could have gone to my deathbed and been like, I did not see every single Sonic series, and I could have died a happy man.
I did not see all the Sonics, and I'm okay with it. And now I will die just the same.
I will rest in peace. But now I don't know if I can rest in peace, having seen all of these. No.
You know why you can't rest in peace? Because when you're dead, you're too slow.
Oh, God, no. That's going to haunt me. Well, once again, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
We'll see you next Saturday. Thanks everyone for listening. If you like what you heard, please give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Definitely reach out and let us know what cartoon you'd like us to cover, along with some of your favorite episodes so we can feature them on our show.
You can make a request, see the current request list, or speak with the show host by visiting the Cartoon Boom subreddit. You can also connect with our network by visiting nerdsloth.com or searching for Nerdsloth on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next Saturday.